This property behind me cash flows $900 per month, and on paper, that is completely amazing. But in all reality, we've been trying to sell this property and nobody wants it. It's located in a lower income part of the city, and while it's doing great with numbers, most investors avoid properties like this one. In this video, I'm gonna break down the good, the bad, and what you need to know about owning rental properties in the neighborhood that most people don't desire to own them in. So this property is a 5-bedroom house, a single family property that rents for $1,900 a month and cash flows us $900 per month. So it's a home run on paper. The numbers make sense, they cash flow, making money each month. But here's the twist. We've been having it on the market and nothing has been happening. Yes, if I'm being honest, we had some offers come in, but not where we want it to be at. And the question you may be asking yourself is why? Like, why are you having trouble selling if the cash flow is so good? Well, one of the answers is it's in a lower income part of the city. And this is a part where a lot of investors shy away from, no matter how good any cash flow is. Now, I want to start off by talking about the pros of investing in a lower income part of the city. And number one being is the cash flow. The cash flow is insane. And if you're looking to get into rentals just for cash flow, that's where you want to go, because you're going to be cash flowing a good amount of money per month compared to, the suburb areas per se, unless you have a property that's fully paid off. But if you don't and you're looking for some huge cash flow, the city is a great place to get that. Now, the next pro I want to talk about is the lower entry point, where it's a lower entry to getting started. Usually with these city homes, the prices aren't going to be around $300,000, $400,000. Well, per se in my area. If you're out in Philadelphia, that's a whole different market. So it truly depends on your market, but usually in the city homes, that price point is going to be a lot lower than outside the city. So at the end of the day, you're not going to be having to come out of pocket with a whole lump sum to be able to start investing. And sometimes, if I'm being honest, you don't need any money, but I'm not going to get down that rabbit hole because I would still have money to invest, money just set aside for reserves. But if you do the burst strategy right and you don't scale as fast, you can get into it with no money down or anything like that. But that's a whole nother conversation, whole nother YouTube video. Just make sure you have reserves when you're dealing with rental properties. Another pro I want to talk about is the competition part. There is not a lot of competition in the city. What did I tell you guys? People shy away from buying city properties just because they're scared of the city. But there's opportunity to be made there, and you may be the one to take advantage of it, because if you don't take advantage of it, then who will? So there's a great opportunity to invest in the city where you're not focusing on all this other competition where you're literally competing with yourself. You just got to make the deals work, and if they work, then move forward and start cash flowing. Now, the last pro I want to talk about is the strong rental demand. Like I told you, we cash flow $900 a month on this property, and $900 is pretty good. I know some investors just average for around $200 per month in cash flow, but $900 compared to $200, that's a big difference. So with the city, you're able to do affordable housing. You're able to do Section 8, and you can do Section 8 outside the city as well. But let me just tell you, within the city, you're gonna get so much more in rent just because of the lower price and everything like that. You're gonna cash flow amazingly. So don't stress about cash flow. As long as the numbers make sense, you're gonna make out with making some good money in the city. And just out of those pros for buying a house and renting it out in the city, and this is why investors should not sleep about buying houses, buying rental properties in the city, because there's a lot of opportunities, a lot of deals to be made there, and a lot of money to be made as well. Now with the pros, there always comes cons. And the cons I want to talk about is number one, dealing with limited buyers. Now, we know with rental properties in general, there's always going to be limited buyers because we're not selling to a family. We're selling to another investor. It's from investor to investor. Now, with our property, it's kind of nice just because our tenants are currently on a month-to-month base, but it kind of sucks for them because let's say a family does want to purchase it, they go under contract with us, and then a month later, they give the tenants, after they close on it, a 30-day notice or so, and they just kick them out, and it's like, where do they go? And that's the tough part about real estate. But with this, the way we have it with our investment properties, and if you have investment properties in the city, the downside is just selling from an investor to another investor and having that limited buyer pool. Now, another con when it comes to buying in the city is having that negative perception. Everyone, when they think of city, they think of rundown houses, really bad tenants, you know, dealing with just everything bad. You know, when they think of city, they think of bad, where it doesn't have to be that way. We have Section 8 tenants, and people even think Section 8 equals bad tenants. And no, it's all about the screening and everything like that. But it's just a perception that people have. So if you buy in the city, even though you may think one thing, just trust me, all these buyers are going to think completely different, and they're going to have a negative just thought in regards to city if you're not awake or woke on the city opportunities. And the last con I'll say is when it comes to investing in the city, and let me just say for my city, I'm sure every city is like this, is if you have houses that are townhouses or, you know, semi-detached houses, so your house is attached to another house, and let's say the other house has bugs, you never know of that house could slowly come over, the bugs from that house could slowly come over to your house, and then you have to get your house treated. Compared to like having, you know, a suburb property where it's just like a rancher home where it's just you there. But when you're in the city, you may be dealing with roaches, rats, you know, bed bugs, all the bugs, you name it, you may be dealing with it. Trust me, our properties, we bought a property, it was infested with, you know, bed bugs, roaches. Had to throw away my shoes after walking it for the first time, walking that unit. It was so nasty. But that's something you could deal with when dealing with city properties. Now, mind you, with this 5-bedroom single family house, we didn't have to deal with that. We did have some mice that we cleaned out. Like, this was a full-on rehab, if I'm being completely transparent with you. We got new flooring, we got new paint, we got new kitchen, we got literally, you say it, we got it. We got some new windows in the back, did some landscaping, and it has a city view. So at night it's a little bit lit up, so which is nice. But yeah, I would say those are the pros and the cons when it comes to investing in the city. And if I'm being honest, these properties are amazing to hold on to long term and not short term. Like, if you're in it for the cash flow in the long term game, this is great. And to be honest, we were in this for the long term game as well, but there's things that popped up, especially with a partnership. So that's where things took a different route, and we're in the process of selling it. So if I'm being honest with you, this property definitely would have been kept with the numbers it's doing. The tenants are great. Everything is great alongside with this property, and it's fully remodeled. Like I said, it's just when you have things that pop up, you know, within the business field and things per se as like a partnership, then that's when you got to take a different turn and sell a property. Now, I can say this rental had made us some great money, but the trade-off of just buying in the city is it's just a tough resale. Not everyone has the same vision as us, you know, going into it and buying a city property, and they may not see the future vision of where the city is going to be ending up going. Because at the end of the day, I feel like with our city in particular, it's definitely developing and getting better and growing overall. It is going to take some time for sure, but other investors need to be able to see that vision to buy into it. And if they don't see it, then that just sucks for us, because we're just gonna have to sit on the market till someone does see that vision. So with that being said, owning a rental property in lower income areas can be great and can cash flow amazing, but I only really recommend it if you're looking to be in this game for the long term. Don't just come in and do a short term, buy this rental for a couple of months and then, just resell it a year later. Whatever the case may be, if you're looking to get into the rental market in the city, I personally say do it for the long term game. But if not, then maybe just invest in the suburbs area where if you do decide to sell, it's more likely a faster sell if the property's empty, if there isn't tenants in place. But if there is tenants in place, remember, you're just gonna be selling from investor to another investor. So make sure you take that into consideration. I'll keep you posted with this property. Like I said, if it doesn't sell right away, we're not stressing because we're still cash flowing $900 a month. So that's just the journey I'm currently on. I hope this video helped in some sort of way. If it did, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Go subscribe if you're not subscribed. And if you want to see how much I made selling my first ever rental property, you're gonna want to make sure you check out this video next.